I finally have my deleter ink and I'm excited, so I'm gonna go try it on. It came in the, ooh, it is roaring and ready to go. So let me just carefully set that down so it doesn't spill. And I'm gonna, it made like a little bubble, but the bubble just popped. So I'm gonna go and I picked up quite a bit. So I'm gonna go and do his eyes first and foremost. It applies on really smooth, so I like that about it. It just feels like regular ink. I don't know if there's anything too special about it, but we'll see. Everything is in the results once it dries, but I'm glad that we got to actually test this out. Okay, so that's one side. Now to do the other side. I don't know where I spilled. I don't know where this came from, but that's gonna be a problem. I'm just gonna go and do this and splotch over it. We're just gonna keep drying because we have no ink to waste, no time to waste. There's a lot of ink left on this nib. Okay, now we're gonna go and ink the bottom. Where there's some ink on the lid, I'm gonna go and just try and pick that up too. I don't know how, but we'll try. Now to test out how well it does with the larger C2 nib, I'm gonna go and fill in this eye actually all black and see how that goes. It's definitely super runny. Not runny, but liquidy. I mean, it's a different consistency than I'm used to. I'm kind of used to the consistency of the other one. This one's slightly more runny. So we're gonna put the detail of the eyelid in here. Like that. This one right here too, just because ideally you would have a thicker nib and you wouldn't have to use this as a sort of colored pencil. I think it takes a lot away from the drawing, and sometimes too it can pick up the paper. Is this how big this is supposed to be? I don't remember how big it was supposed to be. I don't think I really defined it, but that's how big it's gonna be today. I'm gonna seal this up. The real test is when we erase. So it said it's fast drying. The guy on top is done, so we're gonna go and erase him now. The Copic marker test. So for this one, what we're gonna do is for this guy, we're gonna go and use our E27 milk chocolate, and I'm just gonna go through, lay this over it so I don't drag any more ink, and then we'll see how it holds through. Oh, it's pretty resilient. It's not affected by Copic at all. Like for example, right here in the eyebrow, it doesn't smudge whatsoever. So I think this one is really good for the Copic marker test because it doesn't run. Granted, there's not a lot of ink to be had, but I know that even with the little bit, and I'm purposely trying to smudge, we'll just do it all the way. We'll just color this all the way except for the eye. That's really weird. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. Okay. Doesn't smudge, doesn't bleed. How about here? Same thing, super dry. Over this just barely dried. So how does it hold up with something that just barely dried? It's really good. It's really good. Now I know in the middle is still wet, so I'm not gonna go in the middle of this one, but so far so good. It's really good. So I would say that it is in fact what it holds up to be. Honestly, I can't really tell because this is all in Japanese, all of the instruction, but it says it's supposed to be waterproof, alcohol proof, and fast drying. It has been all of these things. And so now what we're actually gonna do is for another video, I'll test out the water properties and if it holds up well to my watercolor pencils.